Hello and welcome to Choose Magazine, your entertainment and lifestyle magazine show. Today we are going to have an interview with Mutodi Neshehe, a successful actor and a businessman. He's going to tell us more on how 2020 is looking up for him.
The thin line between haves and have-nots in South Africa is ridiculous, you know. People are like buying 40 million rand houses in Sandton. Their view is Alex. Well, what is that? You know, what a justice is that? And inequality, you know. I can't change the world, but I can change my world.
Thanks a lot for having this time with us, Mutodi.
No worries.
Great, man. You've been in the industry, in the entertainment industry for a while now. So, and I'm sure there's a lot that has happened. What are you having? What are you eating?
I am not eating. I'm drinking. I said I have the flu, so I'm drinking ginger, lemon, honey, mad lemon, and hot water.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you're getting that.
I have to work whether I'm sick or not, you know?
Yeah, you have to, man. You have to.
I can show you. It doesn't look appetizing, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Look at all that stuff. Yeah, it doesn't taste that good, but the honey makes it feel better.
Because of the sweetness.
Exactly.
Okay, man. You've been consistent, man, when it comes to your career, and you've been in the industry for a while now, and I'm sure it's all because that you challenge yourself with different things in order to improve yourself every time. So can you tell me, how do you challenge yourself every time?
I challenge myself every time because I have this thing. I don't like being bored, or I don't like, the same kind of routine all the time. So what I usually do is I find something that I'm lacking in. If I'm lacking in something, then I will jump in it head first. Just the same as with character roles, If I see a character that I like, I don't wait for the auditions. I go talk to the guys. I'm like, listen, hey, I'm the man for this, It's I don't know. I guess it's more of a personality trait, which kind of leads to perseverance and professional success, because I don't like things that are easy. If it's easy, then everybody would have it, and then if everybody has it, is it worth having? It's those little things. It's those little things that go on in my mind all the time. If this was an easy career, then everybody would be in it. But the important thing that people don't understand about this career is that we work so damn hard to make it look easy. People don't get that part because they don't see you leaving your house at 4:00 in the morning and coming home at 9 p.m. They don't see that. They only see you either on set having fun or on the red carpet enjoying the day. They don't see you leaving the red carpet to go home and sleep for 2 hours so you can be on set again at 5 in the morning. See, it's those little challenges that, so it doesn't matter what it is that I do, I will strive to challenge myself before anybody else can challenge me.
Okay, talking about the industry, yeah? If you had a chance to change one thing about the industry, what would that be?
One thing I could change about this industry, and I'm talking about the South African industry, it would be residuals. I believe actors are due for payment for residuals. They're due for syndication. They're due for, because we're no different from any other artist. Musician gets paid every time a song is played. Why aren't actors getting paid every time their face is seen on the screen? I mean, to be honest with you, that happens with advertising. Every time a commercial is on TV, the contract for that year, if it expires, and they play it after that year, they're going to pay me for that year, for the next year, But why don't we do that with TV shows? Why is it that I'm a producer too, but why is it that a handful of producers are busy stealing people's content and then chowing without paying their actors what they're worth, or negotiating with the SAG, the Actors Union, for us to get paid, residuals? I mean, like, by law, SABC does pay you, but they're not going to come knocking at your door to give you your money. You gotta chase it, and if you chase it, you get lawyers, you get, brokers, you get. Then you by the time it gets to your hands, you don't really have much.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, if there's only one thing I could change, I would make sure that actors get paid every time their face is shown on the screen. It's only fair.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair enough. Okay, so now that you are more behind the scenes, I'm aware that you're working on a 10-year documentary about Musangwe. So,
Yes.
why Musangwe?
Musangwe was something that fascinated me when I came back home in 2004. And did some research on it. I figured out where it was happening. I was so fascinated by it. I actually went in 2009 and I shot a documentary on Musangwe. And then as I'm looking at it, my documentary did not, it seemed just like everybody else's documentary of just coming to Venda and shooting Musangwe and then calling it a documentary. So I shelved it and I said, what, I'll redo it. I'll do a 5-year span as to what happens between, 2009 and 2014. So 2014 came, and I'm like, let me just hold back a little bit and then see if I can do 2019. So now I'm working on 2019. I did go to Venda. I did shoot the fights. I did get to speak to some people. I'm going to go back, talk to the chief, and talk to the controller of Musangwe right now, and interview them, because I did interview some people 10 years ago. So I want to see what their opinion, if anything has changed from 10 years ago to now. So, and from me being there personally, I saw the difference, I saw the involvement, I saw the rewards. Musanda was up there just, the winner gets this amount of money, the winner. So that's injection, that is growth, that is empowerment. These guys should be fighting in a professional ring, making real money.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to downplay the culture, because culture is culture. I mean, there's kids there whose fathers and grandfathers have fought. So that culture still stands, but I would want to see them grow, because I don't want to see them there 10 years from now, still fighting Musangwe, still living in the back room at home next to grandma's house. It doesn't, to me, it's not empowerment, Our government and our leaders are supposed to empower us to be the best people we can be. So yeah, that's where I am right now with the documentary. I'm going back to Venda, if not this coming weekend, then the weekend after that to do some more interviews, and then I'm going to come back up and wrap it up.
So when can we expect the final product?
I'm going to aim for about June or so. I'm going to aim for June, because I need to sort out music rights. I need to sit down and edit it, because now, bear in mind, it is 10 years. Different footage. I'm going to have to re-edit the whole thing and make it into a feature documentary. And then I'm going to, I don't know if I need, I'm funding this thing with my own money. So it's kind of like a pain in the butt when you have to, feed crew, house crew, do all these things out of your own pocket. So I'm going to see if I can get some post-production money and then edit the thing and see how it goes.
Okay, that's awesome. All the best, man, on the coming project.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. You have recently opened the Neshehe Foundation.
Yes, Mutodi Neshehe Foundation, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what can you expect from this great initiative?
You know what I want to do with Mutodi Neshehe Foundation is focus on underprivileged, mostly kids, because I have kids of my own. But I want to focus on underprivileged people who live next to these multi-million rand houses, but they live in shacks. You have people who live in a 10 million rand house, and the view of that is like people who barely survive off of 100 rands a month. and those people don't have water, they don't have electricity, they don't have the basic, constitutional necessities. So my idea is to at least collect clothing for the kids, collect, nappies, collect the stuff that they, I'm like, a pack of Pampers, 14, 18 pack Pampers, it's $400. These people are surviving off 100 rands for a family. So for $400 for Pamper, who's gonna come on? And you have somebody who lives next door to them. I swear to you, they're neighbors living in an 8 million rand house, but next door is just a shack. It's like it doesn't. The thin line between haves and have-nots in South Africa is ridiculous. People are like buying 40 million rand houses in Sandton. Their view is Alex. Well, what is that? What kind of justice is that? And inequality. I can't change the world, but I can change my world. Because I am in control of that. So Mutodi Neshehe Foundation is intending on just changing what surrounds me.
That's awesome. That's powerful, man. That's powerful. So I had a chance to meet your kids this December. You have such lovely kids, man. And can you tell me how do you balance? Yeah, how do you balance work and family?
My kids, it was very simple, to be honest with you. I always said to myself, work comes first. People are like, what do you mean work comes first? I'm like, if there's no work, then my kids have nothing to eat. But I found myself being very selective about my work. I remember years ago, I used to turn down jobs if my kids were not accommodated by the job. So they say, go to Cape Town for 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'm bringing my wife and 2 kids. And if they say no, I'm like, no thanks, I don't need the job that bad. Because they are my inspiration, to be honest with you. I mean, people always say to me, hey, why are you working on weekends? Why are you working on holidays? I'm like, yeah, my kids eat on weekends and holidays too. So I got to taste the bread,
Yeah, exactly.
So I balance it by just, I balance my parenting just being, usually if you're a parent, your kids, if you come home empty-handed, they're so happy to see you. They honestly don't care what kind of car you drive, what kind of house you live in, what kind of job you have. They're just happy to see you. So the best thing a parent can ever do is just be there. Play whatever games they want to play. Listen to whatever they want you to listen to. I learn more about music from what my kids listen to. If it was up to me, I'd listen to talk radio. But because of them, I know what's hot and what's not,
Yeah.
Parenting to me is just being present.
Thanks a lot for having this time with me. And do you have any last words?
Yeah. Last words. Oof, make it sound like I'm dying. Last words is I'll see you soon.
Last words, like we are about to end our conversation now.
I know. I'm just making fun of you. My last words, I just wish people the success that they deserve. By deserve, I mean like you work for it. You wake up early in the morning, you're the first person in the building, you're the last person out of the building. Because as funny as that is, nobody congratulates you when you're the last person out of the building. But if you show up to work 5 minutes late, everybody's like, oh, the enters. So push to be there early and push to be the last person to leave. Do what you love to do. Surround yourself with positive people who feed your soul, not people who drain your soul. Don't get me wrong, people who love you sometimes will drain your soul. Family, family doesn't invest in your business. They don't, but your friends will. How crazy is that? So yeah, surround yourself with people who feed your soul, not drain your soul. Those are my last words.
Thanks a lot for creating this time for us, man, and continue to do great and all the best for you in the future, man.
Thanks, my man. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks a lot, man.
That's it. We had it from Mutodi Neshehe. From me, Unamshadu, and the rest of the Choose Magazine team. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel.